So I'm Kim Scott. I'm presenting some work with my advisor, Laura Schultz, as well as Liz Spelke and Josh Tenenbaum. This is more on the methodological side. So over the past few years, we've been developing an online platform for developmental research called Lookit. This is a website that families can visit to participate in research about cognitive development at any point, just from home. So they do a quick activity in their web browser. Webcam video of their participation is sent back to our lab for analysis later, the same way we would in the lab. And what we're looking to do with this is to make it more practical to collect the sort of large samples, longitudinal designs, and work with special populations that we need to study intelligence. So first off, we actually find that we can access a more representative population online than we might in the lab. The median family income is around $50K. Without looking for language diversity, we find a ton of languages spoken in the home. And one of the things I was most excited about is that in contrast to the Boston Children's Museum, where you see about 60% of parents have a graduate degree, compared to what we would expect in the general population is that around 60% should have completed at most high school, we see much more representative education levels of parents when we test online. We're able to collect both implicit and explicit measures of children's behavior. So we do looking measures. We can tell the difference between kids looking at the screen and not looking at the screen. We can tell the difference between kids looking to their right and to their left. We actually get intercoder agreement at least as good as in the lab. And we can also, of course, collect verbal responses.
Duck, and the girl on the right shirt said it's called a spoon. What do you think it's called?
A spoon.
So kids will answer questions as well. So we can do the same sorts of things that we would do in the lab. To get started, we've run some initial test studies just to try out the platform and see what we can do, what will take some more work. So we have initial replications of a looking time study with infants that finds a slightly smaller effect in the same direction as the original finding. Preferential looking with 2-year-olds, where we recover an effect of semantic bootstrapping and understanding new verbs, and a verbal response study with preschoolers looking at trust and testimony. And the next study we're planning taps into the ability of online measurements to get very dense data about individual kids' responses and individual kids' beliefs. So we're planning to do essentially a longitudinal study, but over very short intervals to get data, sort of a scale of data about individual kids that we've never seen really before for infancy. The idea is to do preferential looking with physical events pairs like these, where one of the outcomes is more surprising than the other. And with this data, we're hoping to better understand the structure of kids' beliefs about physics, as well as the structure of our measurements. So when we look at preferential looking, how much is that influenced by things like the child's mood and attentional state? And we're continuing development on this platform with the help of the Center for Open Science. We're very committed to open source development, so we're really looking forward to opening this up to other researchers.